It looks like the party is finally over. I want to be honest, I didn't realize how much I was going to miss this series until the final episode's credits starting to roll. And that final scene where it shows older Dororo, I was just like, man, it's over. The journey of this anime is over. And it has come to such a wonderful conclusion that is just rare to see. I'm satisfied. I will admit, I'm satisfied. It's rare that I'm left with in such a way that leaves me truly satisfied to where I can move on and say, like, that was a good story, and I don't need more. I don't really need more. It was a good conclusion. It's sad it's over, but it was a good conclusion, and I can leave it at that. Dororo is that series. It is a rare exception. It's a rare type of series that you just don't see often. Most series nowadays, you don't get, like, episode 1 to the finale in, like, 2 anime seasons. You don't normally get that. Like, most of the time, anime is just meant to advertise the manga or advertise the light novel, etc. And if it isn't just meant for that and actually to animate, usually you have to wait years to get a conclusion, and sometimes it won't even be, satisfying because they might ruin it along the way. I'm looking at you, One Punch Man. So, what I'm trying to say is that Dororo is a series that I think I'm going to remember for a very long time. I, however, do feel bad that I think Dororo will be one of those series that isn't watched a lot. Like, I don't think many watch Dororo. I mean, there is some. It's definitely not like an unpopular series, but it's sad that not more people watch this story just because of how fantastic it really is. It is a fantastic journey, and I cannot recommend this story enough after the final part of this series. Which, let's get right into it. I think what makes this such a satisfying ending is that we got what we wanted. Like, Haya did get his body back. He got everything back, and even though a lot of people did die, it was stated for a long time, like, we knew that people would die, the land would suffer, etc., etc. It did happen, and he got his body back, but he didn't fully lose himself, which is a good conclusion, but it doesn't just give us an easy conclusion either. Like, most series, if they're going to go down that route with what Haya did, they either paint him as a straight-up villain, and then he has to be stopped, and then he dies at the end, or, he turns out just to be completely A-okay, good-natured, and, move on, the end of the story. He would be living with, Dororo for the rest of his days. But that's not what happened, actually. It never happened at all in this final episode, which I give praise to. It ended in a way to where he got his body back, but then he went back on his journey. And it wasn't no longer a journey about gaining back his body to feel human. He's now going on a journey to gain back his humanity because of what he has done to gain his body back. He is, like I said, he had to sacrifice, like when he took back his body, which was rightfully his, it is, and that nobody has any rights to say it wasn't. It doesn't change the fact of all the lives that lost and what he had to do to gain it back. So I think what's really sad, though, but like I said, it's a good conclusion, is that he had to go on a journey for a long, long time to be able to realize what it means to be human. Because it's kind of like it was his birth as well. And that was something that was very important. With him gaining back his eyes, it basically signified that he truly was born, like, for the first time. Because he never really had a proper birth. He never really got to whine as a baby. He never got to see anything, experience anything. And now that he has everything back and he's able to have all these emotions and feelings and all of that, it allows him to experience the world for the first time with human eyes and just see how it is, how beautiful and how cruel it can be. And I think that that's what's going to really change him. And we don't need to see that journey. It's not a journey we need to see, because it's a journey I think many of us have to go down as well, because the final episode was very symbolic when it came to that. It was symbolic in a way that with us humans, we're always fighting for what we think is humanity, or what we think is right. It's how it always has been. Every single day when we get up, we have to struggle to get what we want. We have to struggle to be able to just fight our urges, maybe negative or positive urges, whatever it may be. You just have it to where we're always in between. We're never fully on one side. And like I said, that's what Haya is having to learn with his journey. So, like I said, it's a good conclusion. I like where the series ended up and how everything was kind of with a bow on top concluded. Which, by the way, what happened to Dororo, I think, is also fantastic. Because even though it was predictable, and I talked about this a while back when it kind of first happened, it's still nice to see that the money does play a part. The money was used to create a new country, a country that will be able to, in some ways, have a happier time, peaceful time. Even though it was directly stated that it was before the Warring States era, which we know how bad that can be, but it's still nice that for some time there was truly peace. You know, Dororo earned that peace. Dororo worked for that peace and will continue to work for that peace. And I think Hayao one day will try to work for it as well for everybody too. Just right now he needs to have peace within himself. So, yeah, I mean, story, message, I received it as a great, great story from start to finish. I'm glad I watched it, and it's gonna pain me to know that this is the final video I do on this. It sucks. It really does suck, but that's just how it goes. A couple things to really mention. Dororo, as a story, I think it never really had any of those moments to where it went downhill and then uphill again. Like, it never really had those negative moments. Like, if there's only one negative moment I think that this series got, was that one episode that just had that, like, weird art that was kind of like, meh. But besides that, ever since then, it's just been a quality series, very consistent since the very beginning, which, like I said, is also rare. You don't see such consistency within a series in this day and age that's able to hold my attention week after week. So, well done, Dororo. Well done on your fantastic anime. Like, you did a good job, and the animators that worked on this also did a good job. So yeah, I think I'm going to leave it at that. Let me know your thoughts to comments below. How do you feel about this conclusion? How do you feel about what happened? Like, how do you feel about Haya and what he did, like, to his father? Like, he didn't take his father's life, either. He actually, in his own ways, like, he forgave him and then moved on, and then his father, like, died. And it's just crazy to see that Haya learned, you know, humanity, how to forgive and all that, and he learned how to let things go, and that's, like, the start of his journey. That's just the beginning, the first few steps. And how do you all feel about that? Like, how do you feel about this conclusion? Did you enjoy it? Did you hate it? Be honest in the comments below. Would you have watched this series now knowing how it ended? Be honest, I'm curious. One last thing I do want to talk about, though, before I wrap up this video. I want to mention that the adult version of Dororo, I wish we got more of that. I really wish we got more of her adulthood, like her leading or whatever, because we didn't really get to see that. We just see the final moment of her actually running towards Haya, which I think is basically saying one day they do meet up in the future, but we just don't get to see more of it, which I know I said that I think this is a satisfying conclusion, I don't need more. I don't. I really don't. I could kind of assume what happens, but it sucks that we didn't get more of an adult Dororo and all that, seeing how she kind of led her people. I wish we could have gotten, like, 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes. That's all I wish we got. Maybe we might get an OVA or something for this story. If that happens, hey, I'm definitely going to watch it, because at least it might give some clarification into the events afterwards. Which, by the way, actually, that's a good question. Since this is based off of an old manga and all that, do we get any more information after this? Like, do we get to see what Dororo does? Like, how she helps save the land and creates her own country or whatever? You know, if anyone could clarify, please do so. I am really curious about that. So with that, I love you guys. You have a wonderful day or night, wherever you live. If you enjoy my content, you know, please subscribe. If you like this video, please leave a like. And with that, I want to say, Chibi out.